Hello and welcome to the new premium expansion map, Zielonka. So there's a few new features as well that come with the map, which we'll get into. But first we're just going to do like a basic map tour and we'll just like fly around loosely, show you where little bits and pieces are. We'll go through the new productions, we'll go through, there's bits to the new animals as well, new machinery and some new buildings. And then we'll go over what this is, like our starting farm, what machines you get, and where it is. So we'll quickly just start going flying around. If I put the speed up on this, I don't know if I have. Oh, I have. Fast. So I'll pull up the map quickly to just go over it. So you start in a very centralized position with your map. I'll just show you that. You start with 45 and 46. 45 is only 38,000 and 46 is 20,000. All the fields seem very cheap to me. So like the biggest one, that's a big one there, and it's 147. 87 is a massive area, is 200. 93 is also a big area, and then you've got some nice big woodland areas as well that are pretty cheap, to be honest. There are two other farm locations that you can buy, which is number 7 here. And where's the other one again? 90. Down here, which are 214,000 and 238,000. With them, you get very similar stuff to 45. That's how I don't understand the pricing of 45 being 38 grand. Seems very cheap compared to the other ones. Not sure if that's just an oversight or what the reasoning with that is, because you get the same stuff. So we start at the shop here, which is just located where your starting point would be. It is kind of broken up by like 3 big main roads, the map. So we have our shop here. The fixing point is just actually at the back, like normal. And we'll carry on up this up this road to sort of the main town area. We've got Main Street up here, which has a lot of your productions and other things off of it. Park here. Now there is a production that is like hidden down here. I believe this is, what one is this? The spinnery? We'll pull it up anyway, but I think that's it. I can't read that because I think it is in Polish, but I'm pretty sure that is the spinnery. Spinner there. So the map is based on what they say is Central Europe. So it does have sort of Polish themes to it and maybe other countries as well. I don't want to specify because I'm not sure. I don't think even giants know. It's just loosely that area. Then we have the petrol station, the electric charging point there as well. Have I passed anything else down this thing? Nope, this is the end that there's not much down. Then we have our soup processing plant, which we'll look at the productions later. This is soup, so this takes the new crops as well that we'll get into. We have I think this is just a market here. It is just a sell point. Is the farmer's market, because it's the same building that they've used and everything. Then we come down here and we have our dairy, which is just a sell point. The farmer's market is just a sell point as well. And then we're going to go on this little road. We get a nice sweep of the... I do like the south end of this map more than the north middle side for some reason. I just find it nicer. So coming up is our biogas or biomass. I always get that wrong. Selling point as well. Then we come down this track, and this is the first of the other 2 farms that you can buy. So this one is 214,000. So you get your house. I've not actually bought it to see if you get the sleeping point. We'll do that right now because I did give myself a good bit of money. You get a sleep point, and you get your chicken coop as well, and you get a lovely silo. Now we'll continue up this road, because this then takes you to another new production, which is the potato processing plant. It's just on your left here. It's a very big building. You can buy this and put it wherever you want. It is huge though. It is vast. And we do have the grain selling point here as well, which again is a massive complex. It's right next door to your farm pretty much. We've almost done a full lap around the bottom half of the field. The map. That's your grain sell point. So we'll continue down this way. There is a debris crusher just down this road as well to the right. Then up to the left is more productions and more sort of wood production areas. The debris crusher is just down here, which is right at the bottom right side of the map. Did right 3 times there. Now there is a variety of different woods and things that you can purchase. So you can do a decent amount of forestry on this map. So all of these areas, I believe, to my left and to my right are purchasable. And we also have some collectibles here too. 50 collectibles, 5,000 a go, and they are dotted all around the map like normal. Yeah, there's a big wood on this side of the map and a big wood on the other side of the map. So all of this is purchasable that you can buy and do all your log work, and then that view is pretty good. Then you can see all the fields as well that are classic giants rectangles. It's for their AI, I believe, because if you put a curve in, the AI workers don't like it. This is your grain pool, so if you don't want to have a silo and you just want to use this as a sort of communal storage, or if you're a multiplayer, use this as communal storage. It also links up to the train, and you can rent the train from here as well. And you can send that to Erlangat. Erlangat? I think that's how you say it. And we continue up this way. We'll get to the lumber yard, where you can sell your wood, or you can make wood chip, sell wood chip, all the lovely stuff that the lumber yard does. And there's also a train rental point up here as well. You can rent the train here, and yeah, it's your lumber yard. Again, all of this wood is purchasable. Now we'll swing a left. We've got these lovely fields here. So it is nice and open in the middle of the map, which is going to be good. You've got your sort of forestry around the edges, and then all the middle is sort of, it's like a little valley that we have for farming. This is the other farm that we have as well. This one is the more expensive one, 240,000 almost. But this, as you see, it's pretty much the same as the other one that we've seen, and the same as our base farm, which we'll get to see very shortly. So we'll continue on, and then we get to the food processing production. So this is a new food processing production. It's one of the new production lines that we have. And then we have our, I can't remember what this one was. Oh, this is your carpentry one. So this will make your planks and things like that. And again, all that wood in the background, you can purchase and do forestry till your heart's content. So continue down the main street. Very cool architectural things here. And we have on our left, the first one here is a bakery, which is just like your standard bakery. It's just a nicer, like nice new design. And then we have our animal sell point just here. And coming back onto Main Street, we have, I think it's the piano place. Oh, it's a market or supermarket here, sell point. And then we have our piano place, which I was going to go into. So you deliver, it's kind of like, it sounds like the boatyard on Silver Run. So you deliver wood here, and then a piano appears, and then it sells. I don't know how it works with money and things like that. I've not done enough on it, but it sounds very like that. You can buy this yourself and put it on your property if you wish. But it sounds kind of like what the boatyard was. So you deliver products there, and then a piano sells once you deliver enough to it. We've got the fire service here. And then we're kind of back to where we were. So our farm is just down here. We'll get there. Oh, there's also, I think they're like storks. They fly around, and you can find nests as well of these kicking about, which is quite cool. The flying animation and things like that is maybe something to be desired, left to be desired, but the nesting one is actually quite cool. So this is our farm here. So as you see, it's very similar to the other two that we've seen, apart from this one's got equipment on it because we own this one and we have the equipment here. So what we'll quickly now look at is the productions. So there's 3 new productions that you would get. So we get preserved foods, which is the one on the top left. So this takes the new carrots, parsnips, and beetroot. As you can see, it takes 100 of each one and converts it into 60 preserved food. Now, don't worry about that because the price for selling them is well worth it. So carrots, parsnips, and beetroot all sell for loosely 500 per 1,000 litres. The preserved food sells for about 2,400 per 1,000 litres. So if you were to sell 100 beetroot straight off the bat, you would get $50, pounds, euros. If you were to sell the beetroot, just 60 of them, once you've converted it, it's going to sell for about 140. So yeah, it is well worth it. It's almost 3 times as much, even once it's converted. Well, that's quite a good way to make a bit more money with the products that you have. Yep, all 3 go into there. Then we have our soup. So the soup actually takes potato as well as the new crop types. And triple soup, which has all 3 new crop types in one. Now the selling price for these 3, carrots, parsnips, and beetroot, is about the same. It seems to be about 3,100 max. Now this is all on easy economy at the moment. I've not got it on anything else, so that'll obviously change per normal and hard. But on easy it is 3,100. Reason it's on easy is I just loaded up new farmer just to show all the equipment on it. The potato one goes for about 3,400, and the triple soup goes for a little bit more than that as well. So it's obviously because you're having to do more things to get this. And the potato soup, I'm not sure why that's a bit more expensive, but more costly to sell, but it is. And then we have our last potato production. Kind of a bit disappointed about it. I thought it was going to be a potato processing plant. I thought there'd be more than just potato chips, crisps, essentially. I thought there'd be more. Like I thought there'd maybe be a couple things, not just crisps. So this, you have to actually have an oil refinery as well. So if you buy the potato processing plant, which is about 130,000, bear in mind that you need to get an oil processing plant, which is about 90,000 as well. So it is quite pricey to do the potato processing because you have to have your potatoes and your oil, and then you get crisps. Again, it is well worth it on the pricing. I'll show you quickly here. Where are the crisps? There we go, 4,500 per 1,000 litres for the chips. When your potatoes are, if I can find them, like 6. So it does jump up. Obviously you got to put oil into it as well, but it will probably be, so what does oil sell for? Oil sells for 6,000. We are putting a tiny amount in to get 30 out. So you would probably actually have to sell some of your oil itself because this isn't going to go through that much oil at all. So yeah, those are the 3 new productions. I've not actually made anything to show you what they look like, but I just wanted to go through what they do. So it's quite cool. How you get there, yeah, 2 different things here just for the new crops and then something else additional to potatoes. It kind of makes doing the whole labour intensive root crops kind of worth it that they've got these further processes to them. So yeah, it's a good addition. I'm just going to go quickly to the book guide of the premium expansion part. It just goes through your crop icons, your red beet, carrots and parsnips. New products as well here, so that's your potato chips, everything that we just seen on the productions. It does go into some detail about the root vegetables and what you have to do for them and things, because there is slight differences and nuances to these root crops. So that we can create ridges, you get a new Grime GF800 ridge making equipment. So this puts the ridges in before you plant. So it says it makes it look more realistic, but it also adds a fertilization stage, which I'm not sure how it's going to affect with people who play with precision farming like myself. That's something I'll need to experiment with. But no, it's a nice addition. It's something else to do. And then we have planters. So there's 2 new planters, which we'll show you in a bit, that we get. So these are specific for the 3 new crop types. Same with harvesters. There's some self-propelled and there is other ones that you have to use a tractor with. They've also got little nuances as well, which I'll go into detail about because there seems to be a little bit of confusion because they don't really explain it very well just on the shop. And then we have our other processing plants here, which is just telling you about as well. Obviously, it's going to show you the production chains, what you put into each factory, and what you get out. The piano manufacturer. The Central European map also has a special selling station to offer. The piano manufacturer. When there is no owner, it behaves like a normal selling station. If you are the owner, you can produce prestigious pianos and sell them for a profit. This is very like the boat on Silver Run. Basically, if you don't own it, you get money every time you sell stuff at it. If you do own it, you get nothing when you're dropping stuff off, but when a piano sells, you get more money essentially for it. So it's kind of like a little production. How much that is, not sure. We'll have to see when we play it. Yeah, nice little touch. And then animals feed has changed slightly as well. It's basically added in these carrots and parsnips and red beets into the root crops, and now horses seem to get it as well. Little thing, not massive, because the amount that these use of root crops, most people don't even feed their pigs root crops, I doubt, because it's just such a hassle to put everything in. Yeah, that's little additions there. Now we need to have a look at new machines and new buildings. So if we come on to our shop here, we have the whole list of everything that's new for machine-wise. So you get a pickup, 1984 pickup, that you can customize the rims and the colour. I do actually like this. We're so used to seeing American pickups and all that stuff, so it's quite cool to see something like that. A bend in the middle tractor. Perfectly, they're still trying to push the grapes and olives through, aren't they? Now we have a new Zetor, 150 horsepower. I think it's classed as smaller medium tractor, probably a medium. 50 miles an hour. It's a nice. It doesn't have a front PTO. You probably won't be able to put a 3-point attachment on either. I imagine it'll just be weights. Then we have the Fiat as well as a new one. This was a mod by someone, I can't remember who. So yeah, 160 to 180. So the start on will be 160. Let's actually just check it. 10,000 to go up to 180. That is not bad at all. They are nice looking tractors. Do like a bit of old school tractor. Both manual and power shift. Then we have a new mower, front and back, 9.4 meter width from Smaz, I can't never get that right. A new tether from them as well. We have 2 new weeders. They're the same apart from the width different. We have a new FarmTech trailer, which goes from 14 to 28,000 litres capacity, which is pretty good. It's a dolly trailer, so that's not sure many people like them. We have a new manure spreader from Unia. I probably butchered that as well. Then we also have a disc harrow and a direct drill from them, which is quite nice. This is a very long drill. Then stepping up in size, we have an even bigger disc harrow and big cultivator as well. This, man, that's huge. And a new direct seeder as well. That looks quite decent. Then we have our Bednar stuff. So we've got a cultivator here, which is 8 meters. Very slow, a lot of power. That's can you come? No, you just have to use it yourself. Then we have our sort of, this is a seeder tank, which can actually be attached to both this subsoiler and the direct. Is it a direct drill? I don't think it is actually a direct drill. Onto this. So you can combine these to get a nice wide seeder. Then we have our 3 new sprayers, which obviously this is a smaller one, bigger one, and then self-propelled. They are nice additions. This one is very expensive, it seems to me. I think the other ones are a bit cheaper in game, are they not? Anyway, we have 2 new grind pieces of equipment. So this is the one that will create some ridges for you. And then this is a bigger version of that will create ridges for you in the field. So that does apply fertilizing stage as well. Then we have our 2 new root crop planters. One is basically smaller than the other one. That's the only difference in them. One is big, one is small. Now we get to the harvesters. Now this is the bit where it's a bit confusing. So these ones are all needing to be pulled by a tractor. As you can see, they've all got hitches, everything like that. So this first one can take 1 pallet. So you'll need to have a pallet for this one. So the P3CL pallet. Pallet goes on this one. Then the other one is very similar size to it, has the same, pretty much the same, but literally just has conveyor belt. You're going to have to run a tractor next to this one. And then we have the next one up, has a storage capacity. It can take 5,500 litres of these 3 crops. The same with harvested. Does require a bit more horsepower and is a lot more expensive as well. But it does mean that you can just run this and then tip it yourself. So if you're soloing, probably going to be your easiest bet, but again, is a pricey option. And then we step up to the wider ones, sorry, one of the wider ones, which again is direct to a trailer. So you cannot put pallets or store anything with this one. This is direct to a trailer from the conveyor. Now this is basically just a bigger version of the P3. I think it holds 2 pallets from what I've seen, but I might be wrong, it could hold more, but it is basically the same as that. It has the same amount of, sorry, same width that it can harvest. It goes a little bit faster, but you put pallets on this one. So this is a pallet one as well. So you basically have 2 pallet ones, a big one and a small one. You have 2 direct to trailer, big one and a small one. And then you have a storage one. So that's your 5 different pull by your trailer harvesters. Then you have the self-propelled, which doesn't have any storage either, and you need to run a trailer next to it. And for 637,000, that's a very pricey option. Yes, it is going to do 3 meters instead of the widest 1.8, but that's quite expensive. Very, very pricey option. Then we have our Weifu pallet handlers or pallet transports. Obviously this one's a bigger version of this one. Imagine this one's only holding 1, this one probably holds 2. Weifu bucket as well, which takes in new crops. And then we have our DeWolf vegetable pallets, which go on to this one. This is GCCI pallet. P3CL pallet. Everything else, no pallet. That is all the equipment that you get with this map. Now, if we go to construction and we have a look at other buildings, there are quite a few sheds and various things that are with the premium expansion as well. So you get a few more different sheds with it. Oh, don't want to put that down. Silos, I don't think there's any new silos. Nope. No silo extensions, no containers, no new tools, and 3 new farmhouses, which we have 1 of. And yeah, the other ones we've seen around the map. Production facilities are obviously the ones that you've seen as well. So we've got our bakery, which works just like normal bakeries. It just looks a little different. Same with the dairy. Potato processing plants, new one. Reserved food, soup. Spinnery is just the same as what other maps have. Selling points we've got a bit different as well. So this is the piano. You can buy another one of those if you wish. No new greenhouses, no new archers, no new generators. Animals, we do have another pig enclosure. So it's kind of cool. Old school pig pasture there. Shows you the additional foods that we put into them. Takes 25 pigs, so a nice small operation. And we do have 2 new chicken coops. One which we actually have on this farm, which we'll show you shortly. These, nothing else, and other, nothing else. Decorations, there's a lot more fences added. So that's all the premium ones there, and it goes on and on and on. There's a lot more fences, obviously quite a few lights, and a few more outbuildings and things like that. With landscaping, we do have a few more different textures. Forest ground's a bit different, flagstones, and the usual basic gravel and things like that. Trees, there are some additional nice looking trees. Some different oak textured ones, aspen, beech. And plant some little difference to bushes and things like that. There's a few different things if you want to do any building, which is quite good. And yeah, it will mix in well with other mods and stuff that you probably have. So now to where we start. So if you start on New Farmer, you start here, which is classed as 45 and 46 is what you get with it. But it's field 53 and 52, and you get this other area here. Now it's a decent sized area. It's very cheap, as I've said earlier, compared to the other ones. You do get 2 fields, and you get a decent bit of sort of side ground as well. You get a silo. You get your chicken coop, which has some storage. I'm not sure what you're really going to store in there because you can't really get much in it, apart from maybe some seed bags. And then you have chicken coop with chickens. You have 11 chickens when you start, so you better get food for them fast, otherwise they will not be here for long. No, they won't, unless you have the enhanced animal pack, they will stay there. Then we have one of the new sheds as well. It's good for storing smaller equipment. Not sure how many, there's there doors everywhere on this. How do you get stuff in? There's a big hole in the middle of it. Okay, yeah, it's going to be tricky to really use much of that, especially if you're not very good at driving like myself. Then we get our farmhouse, which has a point to open your wardrobes, change your stuff, and then a sleep trigger outside. You cannot get into it. You can sleep on the trigger outside. So this is your starter farm, if you so wish to start as a new farmer. If you're wanting to start on the farm manager and start from scratch, you'll still get dropped here, but you won't own any of it. All these buildings won't be here either, so it'll just be a blank canvas. If you like that and you want to put your own stuff down, you can do. Now for equipment, you do start with a decent bit of equipment. You start with both the new tractors. You have the Fiat here, and the Zetor is over there ready for you to do if you're doing the sort of tutorial bit. It'll be kicking about as well. Then you start with always the standard with Giants, Jitsfar, Topliner. It does everything, so it is quite a good one to start with. It has a good capacity and decent cutting width. It would just be nice for them to change what one they use all the time. You get the grain header with that, and you get the header trailer. You start with your pickup as well. You get a nice big class trailer, which has an attachment, which will work well with your dolly trailer here as well that you get. You get the new weeder. I think this is the narrow one, yep, 4.5. This is your new seeder. Again, it's the small one, so you can upgrade this if you so wish. And then you get the non-pallet using small harvester, which you need a tractor to pull. It ties in with the equipment because you'd obviously have one tractor hooked up to this, other tractor hooked up to your trailers, and then they would be delivering it to wherever you wanted to go. New disc harrow as well, which looks really cool in person. And we have a weight. And your pallet lifter, what was it? Transporter they called it. And that is all your equipment. We'll quickly go up to the heater because I believe it's got something attached to it. So this is your zeter. It's already set up to start planting with your seeder here, which again is the sort of standard one that you always get. So that you're pretty much going straight off, because you're starting in August. I don't think you can actually, what can you plant in August? Canola is literally it, oilseed radish. So yes, the starting in August I've always found a bit weird. I would suggest, if you can, to do the start in spring mod, because then you actually start by planting and you can get the harvest done, where this you're kind of relying on what's there, but each to their own. So that is pretty much everything for the Zielonka map. Where you start, brief touch on productions, we've done the slight change to animal feeds, all new machinery, everything like that. So that is it. So I'm going to start playing this map. I don't know how I'm going to start playing it. I don't know if I'm going to do new farmer and just change it to hard and stuff like that. Potentially switch out some of the equipment, but we'll see. So hopefully you enjoy playing this map if you've got it. If you've not got it, hopefully this will educate you to see if you would be willing to part your hard-earned cash to get the premium expansion. But that is it for now, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.